Hey, what's going on, everybody? Strider's back with another daily high ELO casting. This is going to be a very interesting game because we do have Jayce up top, and that is not something we've seen in a while, pretty much since his release. We just have not seen him very frequently, which is very depressing because I really like Jayce. I think he's very interesting. I don't think everybody's realized his full potential. I don't think enough games have been played with him. But then again, I don't know how well he's going to do against Darius. And the picture of Darius is still probably the best picture. It's hilarious. Alright, so we're getting into the game now. It's actually loaded pretty fast this time, so that's nice. But on the blue team, we have a Jayce who has a nice little mini knockback, but a great execution. Nunu, however, has a ridiculous... His Ice Blast, once it hits max level, is crazy. It slows by so much. Add that on top of his Absolute Zero, which he can use to zone, or he can use as damage if he's in a bush, and he can actually get it off for a really long time. Oh no, huge engage going on. Ezreal has to flash. It doesn't look like he was paying attention quite right away. Great job by Ezreal, though, being able to get out of there without being in too much harm. Lux is going to have that double snare. I actually have not seen Lux in mid in a very long time either. It's not very common, so I'm interested to see how well she's going to do. I'm not sure if they've actually fixed the problems with a lot of the skill shots, especially with Lux. Lux's snare was going through people, and it was pretty interesting. And Leona actually taking out that ward, and she's staking her ground. So great job by them being able to take out that ward and not allowing them to have vision on the blue buff. And now it looks like he's going to try it one more time. Ice Blast coming out from Nunu, and now the snare coming out from Lux, but it does miss, and the exhaust goes on. Leona does have to flash out of there. Nunu has to get out of there before. Is Darius going to grab a bunch of them? It's close. He's so fast, though. Yes, Darius is going to go in there, and he does go down. Vlad takes out the first blood. Darius goes down shortly after to the Graves, and that's going to be a very interesting game so far. Graves is going to have a little bit more damage now, even more so than he normally does. He also has that cleanse, so that's going to help him later on in the game. And, oh yes, Lux hits the binding finally. Great job. I don't think Vlad's going to be able to get out of this. He is so low. He's at 6 HP, 7 HP, and yes, the auto attack coming out from Lux is going to be able to kill him. Is Lux going to have enough for an... it looks like the exhaust on the Shyvana is going to be able to take her out with the ignite. Yes, it is. And Lux is going to do her light binding. This is really scary. I'm not sure. Yes, Lux is... Oh, Lux actually gets taken out by the Ezreal. Ezreal is able to get the damage from the Arcane Shift onto her. Great job by him. Lux is unable to get executed, and now the AD carries are tied for kills. But yeah, this is going to be really, really interesting. Looks like Darius can get zoned pretty easily by Jayce, mainly because Jayce does have a ranged weapon, Darius does not. Darius has a little bit of ranged harass though, with his spin to win. Of course, his apprehend is going to be able to close the gap just a little bit. But then again, Jayce has his hammer range does not go back, yeah, and that's exactly what happened. So that's what I figured what was going to happen. As for the red team has Ezreal. Ezreal's a wonderful poke champion. He's able to get a lot of damage at longer ranges. Darius does have that apprehend to really just close the gap on people and kind of ensure that he gets the stacks of his passive on. And Leona throws down a pink ward on their own blue just to eliminate the ward. I don't know if that was the best move. I guess it's not too bad considering Maokai's not the fastest of junglers. They don't want the other team to have vision on it because that's going to be a relatively easy smite or steal. And now Leona doing a great job stunning the... Oh my gosh, Nunu goes down almost instantly from the burst damage coming up from Leona and Ezreal. And now Graves really has to start that health potion and get out of there as soon as possible. If the Zenith Blade stun comes out, no, it's not going to go. It's a wonderful job by Leona being able to get that Zenith Blade and Shield of Daybreak right in the tower range. That just absolutely destroyed the Nunu really quickly. Red team is pinging off this Graves right now, and he's getting completely zoned. Ezreal is 11 CS as opposed to Graves is 14, so he's still ahead in the long. The light binding is really close. And the blue team is pinging off Maokai. They do see that the Maokai is here, and again, Maokai is a really, really slow jungler, so it's possible. And the retreat ping coming out from Maokai, and yes, it looks like Jayce did kind of give away that invade, but it's going to be okay because they're going to be able to just take the red buff without any problems whatsoever. Maokai is just having a really rough time jungling against this very aggressive Shyvana. Shyvana's doing a wonderful job. They were able to take the blue buff, and they still have the blue buff, and they're probably just going to give it to Lux at this point, unless Shyvana really just needs the experience, which is always possible. You know, she has spent a lot of time counter jungling, kind of showing her lane presence, and wow, it looks like a lot of damage coming out. Graves uses his cleanse, but I don't think he actually had any debuffs on him at that time, so I'm not exactly sure what he was working on there. Yes, again, the hammer smash coming out from Jayce, doing a lot of work, being able to disengage that fight. And yes, the acceleration gate is going to speed him up just a little bit. Very unfortunate for him, he keeps missing his power sphere. It's totally not what it's called, but that's what I call it because it's awesome. I call it a power sphere. It's totally a power sphere. And wow, Jayce is really just not doing any damage to Darius. Darius is doing a lot of damage himself, though, with his passive. The Decimate is just doing so much. And the hemorrhage, oh my gosh. Oh, power sphere. Great long range power sphere coming out from the Jayce. Jayce being able to harass just as much as Darius, and if not even more, which is quite surprising because Darius is a very powerful champion, so I'm wondering, they both have 54 armor against 66, and now Vladimir went super low from this Lux. Wonderful job by the Lux. I think Lux is, yes, she's definitely going to hit level 6 before the Vlad at this point in time, and so that's going to be really good for her. She might be able to roam since she does have an earlier level 6, and kind of just pick off a kill. And Lux is just going through, trying to steal the wraiths as well at the same time. She's doing a wonderful job just applying pressure all over the place. Those, when she has blue buff, oh my gosh, and the ult coming up from Lux, being able to snipe that Maokai with absolutely no problems. And a great job by Jayce being able to get the leap onto the Darius and smashing with the hammer. Jayce just doing a ridiculous job with this. So to the skies just makes him do a front flip hammer smash, which is so over dramatized, but it's really cool looking. And that is going to shove Darius out of the lane, and Jayce is just going to be able to kind of free farm, push the lane up a little bit, and force Darius to lose out on some experience. Yeah, it looks like he's going to miss like 3 or 4 creep kills. Still just not a lot. Oh no, it decides to go after the cannon minion. I think he's going to have a little bit of time to get there now. Lux still hanging out with that blue buff. Lux is so mana hungry. She is finally going to go back now, though. She does have 2 kills, and she's going to be able to pick up one more item. Don't know what that is. She has 1800. She might just get a needlessly large rod here. She gets 2 more Doran's rings, which is very surprising. Huh. So she gets 2 more Doran's ring and Sork shoes. I'm not yeah, that is pretty interesting. I'm not exactly sure on that particular build, but I was expecting like a Cage's like pick for the longer run and possibly a Deathfire Grasp. Don't really know, but I'm not a Lux main, so I really can't say for sure, but it's still a very interesting build. Once you're that far ahead, typically it's possible she might just want to keep going after the Vlad as hard as possible, because the more Doran's rings she gets, the better presence her early game is. But there's 2-3 members now, the red team coming in, and the flash with the pop-up now coming out, and the exhaust. I don't think that was the best use of, oh my gosh, now the Noxian guillotine coming out, coming out from Darius, just absolutely cutting her head off. Wonderful job by the red team being able to coordinate that type of gank. She was applying so much pressure on the Vlad. She still even was almost able to take out the Vlad with 3 members going down. And now a lot of action going down. Ezreal throws out his ultimate. It gets flashed by the Graves. Wonderful flash by the Graves. Being able to pick up the kill and avoid the ult at the same time. Darius is coming in. Throws out the apprehend. Is he going to get another guillotine off? Yes, he does. Gets dunked on Cruzer. And now it looks like Darius might go down. No, but Shyvana goes down first. And the ultimate from Leona. Oh my gosh. Darius and Leona really kept that together. Wonderful job by the red team. Coming back in this game and just shoving it in blue team's face. That first blood you could tell did really help. Oh, and a lot of damage going on. Oh no, what flash is that? Didn't have his pull up and now he's laughing about it. I don't know if I would laugh about having to use my flash, but just a wonderful job. Lux is still just pushing out this Vlad very, very easily, it seems, and that's going to be dangerous. And okay, so Jayce is now initiating onto this red buff, and Maokai's right there. He has no idea what's going on so far. So this is going to be interesting. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get this by himself. Yeah, it looks like Maokai, he is going to walk into this brush, and he does see Jayce. Jayce initiates on him almost instantly, and now, yes, great job. That Shock Plus doing absolute work. He flashes for that last auto attack, and now Jayce is there, but Shyvana is also here to help. I don't know if he's going to be able to get an ultimate. That time coming out, pulling him back in. Now the Vladimir ultimate might actually do quite a bit of damage to both. And yes, Shyvana looks like she's going to go down. The ultimate from Lux is able to absolutely destroy the Darius, and now they're both chasing after each other. Vlad's going after the Jayce, and now, yes, a little bit more damage. I don't know if that light binding is going to be able to hit, and a great solar flare coming out from Leona, and the shield now coming out from Lux, and Lux being able to land the last little tip of that light binding. Wonderful job by the Lux, and now she's just getting chased down by Leona. I don't think it's going to work. She does, however, ward the blue buff while she's in there. Phenomenal play by the blue team, really trying to pick it up here. Shyvana, I think, is just putting herself in kind of bad situations. I don't think she's just not quite tanky enough yet to be able to do that right now. So we'll see. We'll see if she ends up picking up a little bit of health, because I'm pretty sure she realizes that she's not really all that tanky yet. So bottom line, looks like Ezreal is creeping up, getting a little bit more free kills than the Graves, but the collateral damage coming out from Graves, and Leona with the Zenith Blade as well as the stun. The shield is able to pick it up, and now, oh no, Leona gets creep blocked completely, and she's going to have to back out of there because that creep block was just proven to be too strong. And now the red team might be going for red buff. It's hard to say though. They do end up backing up. And Shyvana is now going for this red buff as soon as they walk around that corner. So great job. Her being able to apply that pressure that she needs. And oh no, it looks like the Shock Blast coming out. Vlad is going to heal off the Wraith real quick, and I don't think it's really going to be able to do anything. Yes, he does knock him back, but the ultimate from Vladimir comes out, and the Shock Blast coming out again. Apprehend pulling down both of them, and now the Noxian Guillotine is going to be able to pick up the Jayce with the passive. And a great ultimate from Lux, not being able to do it. Vlad does pull out of it, but he still goes down, and Ignite, is it going to be able to kill him? And no, it doesn't. And Lux goes down to the combination of the root, the Twisted Advance coming out from Maokai, as well as the auto attacks from Ezreal. Wonderful job by the red team. They're really just applying pressure all over the map. You never know, like their AD carry was bot, and all of a sudden he's like mid to top. It's really difficult to predict where a lot of these people are going, so there's just a lot of coordination, a lot of madness going on, actually. I would probably say it's a little bit more madness. And ultimate from Ezreal, just trying to clear out the creep wave a little bit, trying to save Leona until he gets there. Leona throws out the Zenith Blade, just trying to weaken the minions as much as possible. Graves is pushing this thing really hard, and the ultimate from Leona comes out, and both members of the blue team do have to blow their flash, so no more flash for the Nunu or the Graves. Very unfortunate for the blue team, but they really needed to get out of there before the Twisted Advance comes out. And now the blue team is pinging off Maokai. They do see that he's there, and they have a pink ward as well at Dragon. So this is going to provide them with the Dragon control that they need. So unless they get unless red team gets a pink ward there, it's going to be very difficult for the red team to be able to take dragon without some form of contesting or a possible laser steal coming out from Lux. So it'll be interesting to see how that all works out. And yes, Lux is doing a nice little bit of damage. She does miss her spell though. And yes, Vlad is going in really hard. And a lot of damage going in there. And I think she might go down. And the ultimate now coming out onto the Vladimir. But he gets away. And the flash twisted advance now coming out from Maokai is going to be able to pick up that kill. And let's see what happens top. Yeah, looks like the Apprehend does pick him up. And now the axe is no longer in range. Yes, the Apprehend does come out, but he gets slowed by Jayce, and he does go down from the tower hits. Very unfortunate, but just wonderful job. It's a good exchange. I think he had a red buff, so it was probably worth the exchange just to get rid of that buff, for sure. And it doesn't look like, yes, so Jayce still has his flash, and that's going to be really useful because Darius does not have his flash anymore. He does have that apprehend, but once he apprehends, he can just flash away if he needs to. Yes, and Ezreal, he probably wants to go back kind of soon. He does have quite a bit of gold. Actually, he only has 440 right now. He does get exhausted, quite a little damage coming out. And he doesn't have anywhere to run at this point, but now a lot of damage going on. Zenith Blade comes out, and Ezreal is also able to just finish up that kill with no problems whatsoever. And now, yes, it looks like Maokai's going to come and be able to pick up that kill with no problems whatsoever. Maokai's just proving to be a very strong opponent right now. And a dragon form coming out, gets stunned, but now they're really going after this Ezreal. Ezreal, they want him dead really bad. And now, oh my gosh, the ultimate from Lux doing so much damage, and Shyvana gets a double kill from it. Still has blue buff as well as red buff. Is the burnout going to come out anytime soon? No, they are going to back off. Oh no, oh, the apprehend almost hits Jayce. It's really close. And now Jayce sees that it's gone, and the, oh my gosh, that's just downright Darius. Very unfortunate. Great play by Darius, being able to realize when that Noxie guillotine is going to pick up the kill. And now Vladimir comes out, does able to pull that snare, and just goes right under it, avoids all damage, and finishes up the kill with his ultimate and a quick transfusion, but then quickly goes down to Graves, Nunu, and Shyvana shortly after. And Darius finally takes top tower. So both top towers of both teams are now down, and the bottom tower for the red team is down. So blue's up a little bit just on towers. Oh, actually no, sorry, it's the same because they just took mid tower as well. So it's about the same, and the cleanse coming out from Graves, but Graves is exhausted after that, and that is not going to bode well for him at all. Wonderful job by the red team. They knew that he had cleanse, so they kind of staggered in. They said, okay, I'm going to snare him if he blows his cleanse. You know, Ezreal wound up his ultimate, so if he didn't cleanse and try to quick draw out of it, he was going to get hit with a lot of damage. So he cleansed and tried to sidestep the ultimate from Ezreal, but he still got hit by it, which was very unfortunate, and then shortly after he got exhausted. So it's not very good. But now Lux is coming in. The dodge of the light binding comes out, and a great little bit of harass coming up from Lux now. And she's just going to hang out in bottom, it seems. She's going to be able to free farm just a little bit with the Nunu. Looks like she may be transitioning back to the though. Uh-oh. The laser from Lux is going to come out. Yes, it does pick up the kill. Very unfortunate. A light binding now coming out from Lux, and Lux is doing a lot of damage. But the solar flare coming out along with the twisted advance, and Nunu's ultimate isn't going to do anything to anybody. And Vladimir is also down bot, and Nunu has to get out of there, or he's going to be in a lot of pain very soon. Yeah, so Nunu's going to be able to Blood Boy out of there just fine, and Leona's taking a lot of damage. She does get exhausted by Shyvana, and now with a lot of damage coming out, Leona is able to get away, and Shyvana is just working on both champions at the same time, kind of splitting up a little bit. Graves is able to take out the Vlad, Vlad's able to take out the Nunu, and the Arcane Smash is gonna be able to take him out, but Shyvana also goes down from the Maokai, picking up the double kill. Wonderfully played by that Maokai. Maokai is so good in team fights just because of his passive. When there's a lot of people there and everyone keeps spamming spells, it's just going to continue to give him more and more health. And that just makes him deceptively tanky. Very deceptive. So let's see if we get back to life here finally. It looks like Ezreal's going to take red buff, which is really going to help him out. Not like he really needed much of the help. And yes, it looks like he might be able... Oh my gosh, and a lot of damage coming out onto the Ezreal, taking him out almost instantly. Wonderful binding. Oh my gosh. And the final spark, I guess is what it's called now, coming out from Lux. Being able to do a ridiculous amount of damage. And Twisted Advance coming out onto Lux with the Arcane Smash. Lux does shield herself, taking a lot of damage still from this Maokai. It misses the light binding somehow. And because Vlad is going to go in there, and there's absolutely nothing Lux can do to save herself from this anymore. A lot of damage now coming out from Jayce, trying to disengage the fight. After his hammer smash is gone, yes, it looks like Vlad is still going in there really, really hard. Is the Apprehend gonna come out, pull him out of the tower range? No, Darius is too low, he's gonna have to back off. The collateral damage picking up the kill! Wonderfully played by the Graves, being able to just absolutely snipe that with a blind shot, long range, and now the ultimate coming out from Leona, almost stunning the Nunu, but he realized it in the very last second. Graves all by himself, doing a lot of damage to the Vladimir, and the Absolute Zero being able to pick up the kill through the wall. That was an Empire Fire for solid. And blue team is really bringing it home in this fight. So Graves is just doing so much work right now. Oh my god. You'd think this is his job. It's like he was a hired gun. But he's not. He's a hitman. Or Mafia. He's Mafia. He's in the Mafia. That's what this one is. Ezreal's on the other side of this wall. I don't know if he's going to initiate. Yes, Ezreal does decide to initiate, but I don't know if Ezreal's going to be able to survive this and take out a kill. No, he has the Ignite on the Graves. Graves is going to use the lifesteal. He actually will not need it, but a lot of damage going out. The Apprehend now coming out from Darius, and I don't think Lux is going to be able to get out of this with another Twisted Advance. No, the Noxian Guillotine is just going to dunk on Lux, and that's why women can't play in the NBA, because they just get dunked on. That was totally not sexist, I promise. Oh no! I didn't even see that. Jayce coming in, being able to take out the Maokai. Let's kind of jump back for a second. Okay.
Blue team has slain the dragon.
Oh no, is Apprehend gonna come out on the Nunu? I don't really know. And Maokai's all by himself. Jayce is gonna jump on him with two skies. Misses. That Twisted Advance doesn't actually do anything. And now that the exhaust is onto Darius, he's not gonna be able to do too much whatsoever. Gonna try to avoid the Noxian Guillotine at all costs. Shyvana is able to get it out. Oh, Leona come out. The ultimate is able to stun the Nunu. Is Nunu gonna be able to get out of there? And yes, he will, but the Ezreal misses his ult once again. Nunu, get out of there. Shyvana did get taken out by the ultimate, and I don't think that there's gonna be much of anything else that can be done. Leona popped her Shurelya's to try to get a through the wall Zenith Blade, but it just did not work out for the best. Jayce is hammering away. So many jokes. He's hammering away at the red buff. Is able to take it solo without too many problems whatsoever. Wow, and a huge creep wave up top for the blue team. Maokai's going to be able to take this out pretty easily. He could use his ult to just kind of clear it up a little bit, but he's not really going to need to. And, oh my gosh. Lux is able to clear out these waves so easily with that, with the Lucent Singularity. It's just doing so much damage to all of those minions. And Ezreal takes a very cheeky blue buff. Lux throws in her Lucent Singularity. Oh, and Graves runs right into the Vlad, throws out all of his spells, and now the blue coming out from Vlad. I don't know if he's going to be able to do this. Yes, he is able to pick it up just in time with 194 HP left. Graves does throw his collateral damage to the face of Vlad, but it just does not quite do enough damage. And the Twist Advance coming out onto Jayce, and I don't know if he's going to be able to get out of this. A great Lux laser, being able to almost instantly kill two people. Now Darius with the Noxian Guillotine is going to be able to come out The absolute zeros now. Oh, and Shyvana pops her ultimate, trying to survive, and now another Nox and team being able to take up that kill, and Darius with the triple kill. Uh-oh, that is not looking good for later game. As you can see, as these team fights get more and more common, Darius is just he's getting a lot more kills, and that's going to be very, very terrifying. Ooh. So Absolute Zero got an entire charge and it didn't do anything, which was really surprising. And I'm also surprised Shyvana didn't use her ult a little bit sooner than that. I don't know if it was just she didn't have enough rage or what exactly happened, but she did it when she was almost dead, so just kind of used it for CC, I suppose. But at that point in time, the passive was just going to kill her anyway. Oh, and a lot of action going on to this Ezreal. Ezreal taking a lot. It does end up going down to the Jayce. Great job by Jayce. Being able to just cut off all escapes from that Ezreal. Now, yes, they were able to force the flash on Maokai, and that's really going to eliminate a lot of the threats of the flash twist advance into the Leona's ultimate. So that is going to be very, very little, well, maybe not little. It's probably going to be a big miniature win for the blue team. So they're going to have a little bit of an advantage in this next fight just because Maokai doesn't have his flash. He does take a little bit of damage from that shock blast. But man, the range on that shock blast with the acceleration gain is absolutely ridiculous. And now Nunu with the Oracle. This is really going to provide them with a lot of map control. They're going to be able to take control of this Baron and possibly even take it. So what they're going to look at doing now, since they do have that Oracle, is they're going to try to pick up 1 or 2 members of the red team. And after 1 or 2 members of the red team are dead, then they're going to be able to do a free Baron. This is typically how it happens, and a great Ezreal hitting 3 members of the blue team, and they don't really have a healer, so this is going to be interesting if they can even do anything about that. And now the red team is pinging off for Baron. Blue team notices it. They do see because they have wards there. Now it just looks like everyone's throwing out as much harass as they can. Whoa, the ultimate from Leona coming out. Ezreal going face first, tanking the tower. Isn't able to do much of anything at that point. A lot of flashes used on the red team from Leona, and I guess it was just Leona. But the flash ult from Leona just didn't quite do enough, and a great shock blast coming out from Jayce, being able to do a lot of work there. And now, yeah, it looks like the red team is going to set up into a retreat at this point. It's going to be very difficult for them to counteract this since they are a little bit low on health. The tanks are low on health, and a great ult or a great snare coming out from Lux, being able to do quite a bit of damage to the Darius, but Darius isn't going to care too much, and it looks like the blue team will have to back off. They're going to want to buy here pretty soon. Lux with 1,000 gold and Graves with 1,200. Most likely that they are going to end up buying. So Jayce is actually going a little bit more AD than a Cruzer, which is kind of interesting, but it's also very, very good because being able to have that Bloodthirster, that's a lot of attack damage that the team didn't have. But as you can tell, he's still relatively tanky. It does have quite a bit of health. It does have the Phage to also slow them down. And that'll be interesting to see on how well he's going to be doing in these later team fights. And Graves, oh my gosh, so Graves picks up an elixir of agility. Also, as a Bloodthirster, really wants to sustain in those fights. He's going to need it, and Lux just preventing the recall from Maokai, just for funsies. And now Darius will just continue to push top, do as much as he can. It looks like Nunu will again just kind of take out the ward that they have in the Baron pit. And that's going to give them, again, still additional control over that Baron. Darius is coming down. If he does, he also has an Oracle himself. But 11 kills on the Darius. That is so terrifying. I don't know what the blue team is going to have to do. They're really going to have to shut down this Darius. Darius is going to be able to get that upper hand. Yes, he gets the upper hand and a lot of attacks. But it's not going to be enough, and now Nunu comes in with the Ice Blast, being able to slow him down quite a bit. And now the acceleration gate coming out. Shyvana's also here with the exhaust. a lot of action going down. It looks like a twisted advance might come out. Actually, it does not. And the Lux laser being able to take out the kill with the help of Shyvana and the collateral damage going in. Shyvana ults back into the fight, gets exhausted, so tanks the exhaust, and now that, oh my gosh. So Vlad is picking up a lot of kills, but Jayce is able to pick up the kill because of the stacked exhaust on top of Vladimir. And now with Ezreal at almost no health, it's going to be very difficult for him to do anything. But just had the phage to slow people down, and now the Zenith Blade coming out of the Graves. Graves does survive the burst. Definitely thanks to the Bloodthirster. Did not use the Elixir of Agility, which is quite surprising, because I really assumed that he would have used that. That would have really helped in that team fight. They did end up coming up ahead. It was 4 for 2, so it's not that bad for sure. But I think if he had the Elixir of Agility, he would have been able to put on a little bit more damage in a quicker amount of time. And Shyvana is just going right past that red buff, not even knowing that Ezreal's right there, and that's what makes it kind of scary. I'm not sure if Ezreal's going to try to engage. Oh no, Ezreal misses the ultimate. But Shyvana's going to go down. It looks like he's just going to keep taking the tower, and it does end up going down, but exchanges kills. This does two things. This kills Shyvana, which gets Ezreal some gold. Ezreal took the red buff and then died, but didn't go on to anybody, so kind of just restricted him from having a red buff at all together. So since red buff is no longer, especially when it was just killed, that was just a wonderful job. And blue team now taking the dragon, doing a wonderful job. Let's see, looks like we might see the beginnings, the makings of the Baron dance. And, oh, is Zenith Blade coming out from Leona? She is going to do a shield of Daybreak. Is he going to apprehend? Yes, he does, but he misses it. And the flash coming out from Nunu, but it's going to be followed by the Twisted Advance, and now Nunu's all by himself. Guillotine, dunking on Nunu Bot. Looks like red team kind of thought about going to Baron, but they decided not to. So I'm not exactly sure on their decision for that. Yes, they did only take down the Nunu, but that's still one person that's down. I don't know if trying to push tower is really going to be much beneficial, as they don't have... I mean, Nunu doesn't really prevent pushing very much, and so they didn't really eliminate a threat for that. I mean, eliminating Nunu is great for Baron, because then he can't just kind of like flash in there and do a consume steal. So I'm not exactly sure on their thought process here. Maybe they just weren't confident. They are only about 2k gold ahead, 2.5, so it's possible that they're just not confident in their team fighting abilities quite yet, which I don't understand why, since they have the Vladimir, which increases damage on everybody it hits, and then the Maokai, which prevents all damage, not all damage, but prevents a lot of damage in that little circle that he has. And the apprehend through the wall, the Twisted Advance locking him down, Shyvana's all going through, Ezreal throwing out assault, the absolute zero now coming out from Nunu, doing a lot of damage to everybody. Shyvana still super tanky, running in there, sticking on the Ezreal, and the Noxian DT coming out, but does not pick up kills, so the cooldown will still be down. And Shyvana also goes down, but every member of the blue team is so low. And that's going to be a 4 for 0. I don't know if they're... Yeah, it looks like they're pinging off for Baron. So this will be interesting to see, because they all have not a lot of health. They're going to have to definitely exchange who is tanky. Oh man, no, it looks like Leona's tanky enough, I suppose. I didn't think she was, but it's possible that they could just finish it up. No, they are going to alternate after all. They're still going to take this out really quickly. Great job by the red team, being able to take on that Baron and slay the mere mortal of the Baron. Yes, he's important. In the meantime, that entire time, Maokai was actually pushing the inner top lane tower. Was able to pick up the tower, so a tower advantage and a Baron advantage. Definitely flung the gold in a different direction. It was about a 2.5k gold difference, and now it's almost a 10k gold difference. So that's at 7. So it's just a wonderful job by the red team, being able to pick that up really easily. And yeah, okay. So as for the builds, Darius really needs that Hex Drinker, because Lux clearly is doing a ton of damage. So with the amount of magic burst that Lux has, Darius just needs to make sure he stays alive. So he does have the Guardian Angels. So even if he does happen to get bursted down, he still has it. And the Lux laser coming out. Oh, and the Flash Apprehend does actually miss. Lux flashes anyway, even after the gap closer was done. And that is okay, because she didn't know what was behind him. She didn't know if a Flash Twisted Advance was coming. That type of thing. So great job by Lux being able to get out of that bad situation, but also with the blue buff. So not only did she just get away, she also had the blue buff. For the rest of the team, see, Vlad has a Will of the Ancients. I'm not entirely sure. Well, you know, some people can use the Will of the Ancients. I mean, it's not as good. Typically, it's better with more AP damage, but he also has a Spear of Visage, so that's going to give him a lot of life steals. So anytime he uses a spell that damages somebody, he's going to have that spell vamp as well as the passive from Spear of Visage. And that's going to be very interesting. And the collateral damage coming out from Graves, not really doing much of any damage to anybody. Very depressing. They were finally able to push that middle inner tower. Middle lane inner tower, sorry, there we go. And the light binding, just checking the bush, and a great setup, like going through the wall, throwing out the solar flare, not doing any damage, and Darius dunks on Nunu before anything could even be done about it. And now it looks like Jayce is going to go down just from the simple part of Vlad's ultimate. And now, oh my gosh, Apprehend just barely missing once again. And it looks like they're going to have a lot of problems preventing this push at this point. They're all super, super low. They only lost one person, though, and that's really what matters. Oh, that was really close. Ultimate probably could have killed 2 more people from Ezreal. So the middle inhibitor is now down for the blue team. This is going to put them in a very bad position. They have to initiate on this fight because, oh my gosh, a great Lux laser and the guillotine from Darius coming out. And it looks as if Shyvana and Jayce are going to be able to take care of it, but has his GA up still. That's going to prevent him from dying. And now that Darius, Darius is going to come back in, throws out the Apprehend. And yes, the Randing's Omen is going to prevent the attack speed coming out from Shyvana. And Shrilly's Rubbery Pop just trying to pick up that Nunu a little bit. And oh man, now the Apprehend hits. Instead of playing, yes, Centerplay goes out with the stun. And it looks like he's going to go down almost instantly. And that's going to be a 5-for-1 exchange with their entire team, or their entire live team, is now onto the inhibitor towers. And it looks as if they will take the inhibitor without too many problems. And the ultimate now coming out from Vlad, just kind of farming up creeps, making stats get higher. Great game, guys. That was phenomenal. So wonderful job by the red team, taking that little bit of an early lead, making those big plays. Great job by the blue team. They're really close to bringing it back. They made 1 or 2 mistakes, and it just kind of flung them in the wrong direction of the game. But yeah, congratulations to the red team, and GG to the blue team. Again, if you guys like my videos, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel. Still trying to get that partnership. I do have a new background on my channel finally, so I'm looking a little bit more professional. I know some people said that I might be taken a little bit more seriously if I had a background for YouTube, so I got that done. Again, if you guys have any suggestions, like I said, it doesn't matter how small it is. Just send me an instant message over YouTube or in-game, just add me. You can leave a comment if you want, but some people, you know, they just want to tell me specifically, not tell the whole world, which is perfectly fine. I read every private message I get, so don't even think that I don't, or I ignore you, or I won't respond, things like that. If you give me a suggestion and I don't agree with it, I'll either try to get more details on it, or I will kind of walk through my thought process as to why I don't think it's the best of ideas. Definitely sometimes I misunderstand things, and if you guys just kind of correct me and be like, oh, I didn't mean that, I mean this, this, and this, I have no problems admitting my mistakes and things of that nature. So just make sure to give me suggestions. Tell me exactly what you guys want to see. If you want to see something new that nobody else does that you've always thought would be cool, just shoot me an IM, and I will see what I can do to figure it out. And thank you very much, guys, and I will see you tomorrow.